Hi, and welcome to another episode of Being Surreal. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about change. So, change is the only constant in this world. And in today's episode, I'll be talking specifically about the change in people, and to be more specific, mostly like a good change. And if accidentally you see a lot of mosquitoes, then yes, there are a lot of mosquitoes here, and don't mind if one or two of them come in front of the camera lenses. I hope they just don't come. Like, I can see a few of them, but I hope they don't interrupt too much. I had a friend in class 8th. Like, at that time she was not really a friend, she was just an acquaintance and classmate, and she was with me until class 12th. And even till 12th we didn't really talk much. It was just a friendly classmate chit chat. Okay, her roll number was just next to me, so that if we was in the chemistry lab we would be talking. And like, if you know me personally, then you know how much I love cracking jokes and making fun of people. So I would do that. I just randomly ask her stupid things, or like if she does something wrong, I would just make fun of her. So that was very casual thing I used to do a lot. So if at that point you would have asked me if she is my good friend, I would have said no, because at that time we didn't really know much about each other. Like, I had just lended books, and like, I remember this one time I lent her my book, okay, and I absolutely love my book. So if there is a break in the spine, I get absolutely mad about it, and I gave her my book, and she accidentally broke the spine, for which I was angry. I like didn't shout at her a lot, but I was angry. I told her, "Okay, I'm angry." I just took the book with me and I went away. And I still remember when it was class 12th and we were having those scribble day, when you write on your, when you ask your friends to write on your white shirt. Okay, she wrote, "Sorry for breaking spine of your book." Like, okay, it was gone, and now the time is over now, but still it was there and it was fun. You know, I might be asking that where's the change. The change was when, after the lockdown period and our college started, I just randomly dropped her a text, and her reply was not something I was expecting, because I am the kind of guy who makes a lot of fun. So I was not expecting her to be very happy when I texted, but well, I guess I'm irresistible. But yeah, and so she replied very happily, and I was very surprised. So we talked, and the bonding grew strong. And then I realized that people do change. Her personality from what she was in school then now had just changed. Like you are saying in the video, the background has changed, my clothes has changed a little. This thing will keep on changing because people change and things change. So yeah, new concept, I guess. But it was like, I'm just experimenting. If you just like it, then let me know in the comment, or you can just like the video, because I'm right now experimenting a lot, so I'll see what suits. So I was saying that she had changed, she had become much more interesting, and we talked, and it was actually very fun to do this. And I told her too that people change, and I've realized now that people change. So this is why I don't really burn bridges with someone. Let's say I see someone, okay, then we are good friends for a while, and then something happens and we stop talking. I think that not talking is fine, but going out of your way to like have a fight and then breaking off the relationship is bad. For example, your school friends, okay, you used to talk a lot in school, but then life happened and you went to college, and because of that you are not able to talk a lot like you used to do earlier. So that is perfectly fine according to me. But let's say you don't talk and then you have a fight with someone, that no, if you don't talk to me, I'll have a fight with you, and then you have a feud, then that is bad, because burning bridges is bad. You never know how people turn out lately. Like, for example, if I had been a kind of enemy to her, then she wouldn't have talked to me, and right now we wouldn't be as close as she is to me right now. Oh, leaking my real life things to the podcast as content, but okay. So that is what I was saying. So change is the absolute necessity. Change is always going to happen. So usually people change for good. Sometimes bad things happen too. Like, for example, I had a good friend as a kid. He was like with me since I was in UKG, like chuddy buddies, legit. So we were very close friends till +7th and 8th. Then his class got different, and our bonding did grew a little apart. Like it's not like we were enemies, but the bond was not as strong as earlier. Like we wouldn't play together anymore, and that kind of way. Life, people change both ways, that they become close to you and they become far from you. It's not anyone's fault. Like it wasn't my fault or his fault that we grew apart, or it's not my credit or her credit that we grew close. I can take credit for messaging, but yeah, no, I won't. So this is how things work, and it's not anyone's fault. And just because of this, you don't have to live in fear that I'll not invest my time or effort, but give efforts to someone, because the bond may break in future. Because like, well, there's a chance that the bond may break, but there's a chance too that things will grow good between you. So I don't think that living in the fear that people will change and not loving them or taking care of them properly is a good reason for that. Like I have friends, and like I give in efforts. I'm not saying that I am the only one who gives efforts. They give efforts too. So that is how you would give effort. So you see person, if they are also giving efforts, putting in efforts to the relationship, then you also put. If things change, they will. You don't have any control over them. They can, and they probably will, but you can just hope that the change is for good. I have seen people changing a lot, like not just people but other things in general. Like if you look around, like for example, the simplest way if you want to see the change is just that you can look at any old picture of you, and then you'll see, like even if you are right now a grown adult, you can still look at a 4 to 5 year old picture when you were still very young, and then you can see a change. Like if I look at a picture of me from 3 years or 4 years back, I can see a difference. I see now that I'm so much better. The mental change is there for sure, but the physical one is too. Like physical and visible change is a lot. So that's how the things change and people change. Most importantly, that the only thing you can hope always is for the change for good. Like I have been working to change myself and change myself for good. So if anytime someone comes and tells me that, damn, Surreal, you have changed, I'm like, yeah, I worked for it, because I have actually worked for it. This change, like the good change, didn't come on its own. I had to work for it. Like there are some changes which just came, changes like being lazy and not going out and that kind of thing, but the good change always comes with effort. So as I was saying, change is not always bad and it's not always good. So keeping that in mind, I would just suggest that always work on yourself so that you change for good. Like you can take I am sure you can hear the laughter there. If it's too loud while editing, I'll cut it out. Otherwise, I'll probably keep it. The chances are I'll keep it, because usually what happens is when there's background noise, it sounds very loud to me, but it's not really loud to you while editing. Yeah, they're quiet now. So yeah, work on yourself. You can change yourself for better. You can learn new skills. Like even like a lot of people don't really consider it, but being social is a skill. If you are an introvert, I would really recommend you to like learn how to talk to people. It's fine if you don't really want to talk, but you should always know it. In case you want to or you need to have a conversation, you can do that. But if you are someone who's just like, they just plainly can't talk to anyone, then it's a issue for you. Then I would just say that. So I'll not cut this out. I'll not cut this out. So these are friends, but okay. So yeah, the change is good. Not always, but yeah, I would just suggest change for good. And since I have like said multiple times that change for good, I hope even one of them works for you. And with that, I'll just end today's episode. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you noticed the change I did over the video. Like I changed multiple location and even t-shirts. Like I was thinking of shorts too, but I'm on campus, so I had to go to like washroom every time I do that. I was not really in the mood to do that, and yeah, it's not because I was late that's why it's happening, but I thought that night time has like really good lighting, so I did that. If you like it, just comment, or you can just like the video, and if you really liked it, like really liked it, then share it with a friend, and I'll surely send this video to the close friend I have. Like she'll already watch the video, but still with that, I'll end today's episode. Thank you and have a nice day.